Hiya guys, it's Mikeen again. So it's been a while since I've actually posted any YouTube video, and that's actually because I kind of focused on other things such as learning stuff from before that I feel like wasn't good enough, like for example anatomy, um making use of certain references, certain ways that I could draw better. And actually, this one, I've done this like a month or two ago, but I still haven't edited it. Not, before, for like a long while. And actually, there is a lot of recordings, speed paint recordings that I still haven't edited. Actually quite guilty, but I kind of have my personal reasons for that. But besides what's up before I uploaded this video, I drew this at that time because I noticed I was usually just drawing portraiture, like just a girl or maybe a guy, and usually with no background. And actually, this one, I don't know if you guys saw it on the thumbnail, but I think you guys did. Like in the thumbnail, it shows that I actually put like some brick background. It's just a simple background. It's because I think I wasn't quite ready to draw backgrounds at that time, I remember. And I was more focused on learning how to like give some elements to a character, or like bring a vibe on your character. I don't know how to explain that actually. But I just didn't want to draw something too much, but something casual or something that actually is more realistic. That's why I drew this. So yeah, I drew this couple, which was inspired from those pictures I see on Pinterest and on Google, like this couple goals, like Ulzang couple goals. If you guys know what's Ulzang, it's basically a people that are really cute and have amazing proportions on their faces. My drawing wasn't like that, but I was inspired from that. And so, as you can see, I am now doing the fixing the linings. Initially, I wanted to do the girl's hair into like dreadlocks, but I don't know what happened. It just happened. And I don't know if you guys noticed, if you guys have seen my previous videos, I always draw in different ways. Like I would either do like, what do you call that? Like forming shapes, like the shadow or like the form of the characters first, and then doing the linings, and then doing the outline. But sometimes I also do black and white, which I would start with a sketch, or maybe vice versa. I would start with the shape and then the sketch. So it really depends on my mood. I don't know, I just let my hand move. And I think that's good because I'm not restricting myself. Like in the past, I used to draw with some sort of constraints or uh big expectations to myself, but I told myself, you know what, let's make the mistakes so we can see it way better on like which should we improve on or be better at. Because I noticed my common weaknesses at the moment is like expressions, perspective and hands. I think a lot of artists have struggles in like drawing hands and feet, and I actually experienced the same. That's why I had a lot of drawings before that were like I just hid the hands, or I either do not like finish the art. I just draw everything, but I forget about the hands. Like they look like some kind of like a like as if they were wearing what they call it, the winter gloves. No, the boxing gloves. It looks like that. Kind of embarrassing, but I'm like, you know what? They're gonna look at the face. So that's what I thought about this. I told myself. But I knew that I have to start drawing them sooner or later because I wouldn't improve if I ignore it, right? And we want to kind of make our weaknesses our strengths. Especially if you're an artist, you have to learn how to be versatile at some point because people have different demands at the end of the day. And then I actually recently stopped school. Stopped going to school, which was a decision that I made. Not much due to financial stuff, but more on because I felt like I wasn't learning at school anymore. I used to love school a lot, and it was really fun, and I learned a lot of stuff there at my old schools and my recent school. But I noticed that I wasn't improving anymore. It was just everything was just retaining. So that's why I wanted to take a 1 year break. And I don't know how things will go. I don't know if I'll be successful by the end of this year. I don't know if I'll drop down so low, but you know what? I'm just accepting what could happen. It worries me every day. And I always question, how is my classmates? How is everyone? Is this a good decision? But you know, what matters for me is that I tried something that I always wanted to do before. And I know that in the future, if I end up failing, at least I knew that I tried something. Instead of like regretting it in the future that I didn't try everything I can. And which is really sad. Because, you know, I don't want to regret. Instead, I just rather make mistakes than regret. Don't get me wrong, I mean by mistakes is like how do I say that? Like mistakes in a way that you will know you'll be better, but not repeating the mistakes. Like it's not the evil type of mistakes, like skills wise. So don't get me wrong. So here, I really loved how this turned out. Like it was still making me say things like, what the heck? This is a different art style again. Like every time I draw, it really changes. But one thing's for sure, recently, I think this art style, I think I'm carrying it on till now. So I think this is the second official art style that I have. The first one is the one you see here at the bottom right corner, which is like a blinking cat version of me. And then, yeah, I think this is the second one, which is because I recently have this drawing that looked a lot like this art style, but it wasn't like the same, but like it didn't have any outline and it was more rendered than this one. But I wouldn't say it's like the full potential rendering that I could do. But yeah. And so I think you guys will soon notice that I draw a lot of red, browns, warm tones. I do a lot of warm tones, especially before. I always just draw and color them with warm tones to the point that I forget about the cool tones, which is really important because when you are basing to like how colors work in real life, there will always be warm tones and there will always be cold tones, which are the blues. So I started adapting that later on my learning process, and I'm quite proud. It might not be like having this rapid improvement, but I know that something is changing. I know that something is getting better. Like something I'm doing is getting better, and I'm getting a bit more faster than before. Because usually, if I draw something like this art, it will take me like 3 days. Just because I had to stuff in between. I'm not gonna deny we all been there. We all have been there. So yeah. So this is not really an original character, but I would say it's like just like two models posing, something like that. Yeah, so in this drawing, I will not just talk about the good stuff, like the fact that I kind of did the lighting right in this one, but I'm gonna talk about what I did wrong in this one too, because I don't want to I don't want to be that kind of YouTuber or artist that only shares what good stuff I did, but I think I want to open up like what I think I should improve more on. So here, I believe that I need to further improve my hands, and then I forgot to like put some of the hips more of on the girl, because like she looks like a stick a bit. Like when I realized when I realized later on that, wait, why is it that if I remove the jacket, it looks like her waist is so long, and I feel like that was kind of funny, but I kind of tried to pull it up a bit more so they wouldn't look like that. So, and I still had to learn more about um clothes line direction, like the wrinkles. I still need to learn more about that, and I have to make it a habit to like look at more references, because it really helps a lot. What you draw is technically what you see in life, so there's nothing else to base on. Everything is based on real life. Even though if you made it so science fictional, there's always an influence of the real stuff. So yeah, here is the final output. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.